President Bola Ahmed Tinubu issued a direct appeal to Nigerians living abroad, calling on them to abandon negative portrayals of the country and embrace a more constructive narrative about the nation. The president gave the directive at the reopening and rededication ceremony of the 4,000 capacity Wole Soyinka Center for Culture and the Creative Arts in Igomu, Lagos. Tinubu emphasized the need for unity between citizens at home and in the diaspora to collectively build the nation. The president invoked Nigeria's heritage and the legacy of past generations, describing the nation as one shaped by brave forebearers whose values transcend formal education. Let's take a look at the ceremony.
Nigeria in diaspora, stop talking about Nigeria in an ill, negative tone. This is a country of very proud people. We know what we are. It might not be because of education. There are a lot of educated relics around the world. It's about ourselves believing something we inherited from our parents, our great forebearers. A nation of great people. Let's build it together. This country will succeed.
What a beautiful ceremony. Congratulations, Nigerians, and of course, Wole Soyinka. However, Tinubu's appeal for the diaspora to halt negative comments about the country comes at a time where many Nigerians living abroad have become increasingly vocal about the nation's challenges, from economic hardship to security concerns. The effectiveness of Tinubu's message may hinge on whether citizens see tangible improvements in governance and living conditions that justify the optimism the president is requesting. And I'll take a reaction, Ayo, before I come to you. Prophet wrote on X. He wrote, if the nation is truly rising, let justice rise with it. Let hospitals heal without bribes. Let faith be free without fear. Let the streets be safe without silence. We do not return because we're told to. We return when the land becomes a home again. I mean, I believe that ex-user is, actually responding to the fact that the president urged more young people to come back to Nigeria as well. But again, I think that it's a great call for the president to, because this is what we discuss as well on this table. We don't want to show Nigeria in a bad light. If you do good, we praise you. I mean, I think that the Wole Soyinka Center that just came up is, completely remarkable. Kudos to the Tinubu administration as well. Speaking about conducive environment, President Tinubu's Independence Day message to Nigerian youth, where he urged them to pursue ambitious goals while pledging his administration's commitment to providing the necessary support systems for their success, has elicited reactions. Well, during his speech, the president promised that his administration, through policies and funding, will continue to give young people wings to fly sky high. The president described young Nigerians as the country's greatest asset and future. Let me take some reactions before I come to you. This person wrote on X, but someone came down from UK to see her country work again by doing the little she can with the skill set God blessed her with. Yet she was murdered in the heart of the capital territory of Nigeria. For someone staying in a location as big and expensive as Katankwe Extension should let you know that the said person isn't a small nor a middle-class person, but above the high class. Yet we come out to celebrate Nigeria at 65. Another ex-user wrote, that's a very ambitious and hopeful message, but the real test will be whether the promised support actually translates into lasting opportunities on the ground. Nigerian youths have heard plenty of encouragement before. What they really need are consistent policies, jobs, and an environment where innovation can thrive without being stifled. You know why this reaction is coming this way is because obviously we have heard our past leaders promise these amazing opportunities for our young people. The president spoke on the back of the idea that, you know, he's going to, offer about 500,000 young people education grants. Rufai.
Okay, so I think the talk about diaspora coming back, to my mind, diaspora are already back in this country. A sizable portion of our foreign exchange inflows are from the diaspora. At its height, it used to be about 25 billion yearly, but that number has reduced now. So they're already here. But what do they get in return? You can't even give them the right to vote. Apart from that, through NEEDCOM, a lot of them have come back home to invest. But what do they get? The harsh economy pushes them back. I know of a particular doctor from a place called Savannah, Georgia, one of the biggest heart doctors in America, won many accolades. He came to set up a heart facilities in Victoria Island. After many years, he had to sell the facility because of the state of the economy and the struggle in the medical sector. So they talk about urging them to come back. Like Davido asked, what are they coming back to? And that's a big question. Is there an economy? Is it insecurity like happened in Kwara where the governor is helpless and we are not saying anything about that? People are fleeing? Is it the fact that bandits that have a good time meeting, granting press conferences, taking photo up with governors of states? Is that what they're coming back to? Yes, we know Nigerians are bright, they are innovative. But the last part is their country fails them. Why is it that the same Nigerians that struggle to thrive here go to other countries and they succeed? People shall have to leave before they can make it. Oji, I want to say kudos to you today. Because I know the stress you went through to tell Madu's story. The same Madu that Disney is celebrating, everybody is celebrating today. I remember that day, years ago, how you had to drive all the way to Badagry.
Yeah.
To tell that story. I think it was you and Okpe. That you spent close to over 6 hours on the road to be able to tell Madu's story. But see, Madu had to leave the country before his talent crystallized. Today, the same Madu that you drove 6 hours in Badagry to is now the one American Embassy is celebrating as an American export and talent back to Nigeria. The question is, why is it so difficult for people to thrive here? That's what we are saying. Look at Professor Wole Soyinka that we are celebrating. At some point, the country let him down. They had to run out of the country. Most of the time, he's constantly out lecturing. I would have wanted a country that will allow a Professor Wole Soyinka to lecture in this country so people can enjoy him. But gone are those days. So it's not that we don't want the best for this country. In fact, the reason why we talk like this is that we care too much and we are so in the know of the potential this country has.
All right.
So it's not just by rhetorics. When we have leaders that lead us well, you will not need to tell diaspora to come. Didn't diaspora come? Didn't some women come from Dallas to come and invest in real estate? Did they destroy their real estate in Coastal Road? And that case has been going on with Mr. Omayi for a while.
All right.
Did they destroy their real estate in Coastal Road? Have they gotten compensation today? No. And you say they should come, and you destroy their investments.
All right, Rufai, speaking about, the destruction of investments and, creating a country that will allow us to thrive, we'll take another story now. Former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi has criticized the demolition of commercial plazas at Lagos State's Trade Fair complex, alleging that the exercise violated due process despite traders holding valid approvals. The demolition carried out by multiple agencies, including the Ministry of Physical Planning, Lagos State Building Control Agency, Lagos State Urban Renewal Agency, and the Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, targeted structures in the Ojo local government area. Peter Obi visited the Auto Spare Parts and Machinery Dealers Association section of the market on Tuesday alongside several lawmakers, including Senator Ohinaya Abaribe of Abia South and Senator Victor Ume of Anambra Central. He commended the affected traders for their restraint in the face of their losses.
You know, I've complained consistently all over the country. This is not a time, considering how difficult things are in this country, that such a thing should happen. At a time, most of the people who build this have borrowed money from bank at high interest rates. The business is no longer the way it is. It is at a critical time. You cannot do this now in this country. So it's happening at a time nobody would have dared do such a thing. And I urge the traders, let's exercise patience. We hear everybody's going to work together to see that such does not happen again, and that what happened here, like they said, they will get to the root of it. And I'm sure they will get to the root of it.
Has fired back at Peter Obi over his criticism of the trade fair complex demolitions, accusing him of misleading Nigerians about the legality of the affected structures. In a statement released on Wednesday by Benga Omotosho, Commissioner for Information and Strategy, the government insisted that the demolished buildings had no valid permits and that the traders were misleading the public about their documentation, adding that they ignored opportunities to regularize their documents during the amnesty declared last year. Citing the Nigerian Urban and Regional Planning Act of 1992 and a 2003 Supreme Court ruling, the commissioner emphasized that the physical planning approval for any construction in Lagos must come from state government and that federal boards cannot override the requirement except the exclusive areas such as military formations. Dr. Abati, you know that this trade fair demolition has sparked a fierce debate over regulatory authority and due process. Traders affected by the demolition claim that the Trade Fair Management Board authorized the buildings. Omotosho clarified that the board only has powers to manage leases and tenancies, not granting building approvals. This issue exposes the complex jurisdictional tensions between federal agencies and state authorities in Nigeria's planning framework and highlights the need for a clearer regulatory framework governing such properties. And that's really what it is. We need a clearer governing framework. These affected traders are claiming that they had, the Trade Fair Board approve their buildings. And, the state government is saying it is the state's responsibility to approve buildings. Your thoughts on this?
Okay. Look, let me start with Benga Omotosho, who is the Commissioner for Information. He was saying, in response to the protest by traders at Aspamda, it is otherwise called, the trade fair complex in Lagos, that look, these traders, before they put up their structures, did not receive approvals. They claim that they got the approval from the federal government board, and it was quoting the law in the statement that the Lagos state government put out, namely that, look, yes, you may say trade fair belongs to the federal government, but it is determined in the fiscal planning laws and also in a quoted AG Lagos versus AG Federation. That is the Lagos state government who has control over buildings and all of that. And that an attempt had been made previously to reach out to the traders in Aspamda at the trade fair complex, and they just ignored the Lagos state government and said, we don't have any control. We don't have any business with you. However, I think it is good that Mr. Peter Obi visited the place alongside Senator Abaribe Enyenaya and also Senator Victor Ume from Anambra Central. Enyenaya is from Abia South, to identify with these persons who are the owners of the structures at the trade fair. However, there was something I saw in the statement. The Igbo traders there, because there's an ethnic dimension to it. They were described as immigrants. Now, a Nigerian cannot be an immigrant inside Nigeria. And I think that we should refrain ourselves, whatever may be the level of provocation, from referring to a Nigerian as a refugee or as an immigrant in his own country.
Can you imagine?
The Constitution of Nigeria, Chapter 4, dealing with fundamental human rights, says, as a Nigerian, you can live anywhere. So this indigenous settler thing has to come to an end. And those who are going on social media referring to Igbos as immigrants in Lagos should know that they have the right to be in Lagos. Just as, where is that your village? Oh, okay, you are from
I'm from Lagos Island.
Okay, she is the one who may be described as an immigrant. But
I live in Lagos.
Mr. Peter Obi made the point by saying that even when government is insisting on laws, insisting on rights, government must operate with justice, with humanity.
This is it.
With a human face.
This is it.
And I think that that's just the bottom line of it, so that we do not get all of this reduced to the level of ethnicity. As for Professor Wole Soyinka, I think, this is a major achievement for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And it's a great credit to the Gowon administration, to the Obasanjo administration, and to everyone involved in this revival, not just of a building, not just of a monument, but of a national pride called the National Theatre of Nigeria. And also to the Bankers Committee, and also to Emefiele, who has other issues with the government. But perhaps this is one thing that we will be remembered for being governor of the central bank, because it was under his watch that all of this was galvanized, and the Lagos State government gave support.
Right.
Professor Wole Soyinka deserves the honor. He says he receives it with mixed feelings and with a sense of nostalgia, but I think it's important that that cultural symbol is named after a man who not only won the Nobel Prize in 1986, but who is also a global citizen and a major source of inspiration for generations of Nigerian literary students and workers, including the speaker.
Fantastic.
As for President Tinubu saying Nigerians abroad should come back home, they should believe in Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria first. We all believe in that. But this country should be made an attractive environment.
This is it.
We want Nigerians to come home. Do we have electricity? Do we have good roads? Do we have medical care? Many Nigerians who are abroad, many Nigerians who are Japanese, to use a famous phrase, they are doing so because the enabling conditions are not here.
Yes.
When President Tinubu says, come home, put Nigeria first, support your country, don't criticize your country, we should make Nigeria more attractive.
Absolutely.
The pastor of hope, Pastor Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been preaching hope, he should deliver on that pastoral mandate.
Yes.
And then, of course, they will not need to preach too much for Nigerians abroad to promote their country and to come back home. Over to you, Pastor Tinubu.
Pastor Tinubu, and that is the actual point. I mean, I came back home just like our beautiful Somi came back home because she believes in Nigeria. She wanted to see her state, Anambra, thrive. She wanted to be a politician. But we need to continue to encourage our young people out there by putting in policies in place that would, attract them to come back home, really.